If you could sit up and participate fully.
You can see me, right? Once I become a U.S. national, none of these laws will even abide to me.
And he had always the opportunity.
Lies. Can I terminate my rights now?
File that pro se in the referring court.
How many days? Can I go tomorrow? She's not going to get any money out of me. I will go work a job under the table before I pay you a dime. We can wrap this up because I need to go get my child from
One thing that always makes me wonder about sovereign citizens is that if they don't consent to the proceedings, why do they keep showing up? This guy didn't say that, but you'll see from his body language that he doesn't consent. In fact, he doesn't give a shit about the hearing, courtroom decorum, his kids, or his future. The clues were subtle until he came right out and said it. So what we have here is a SovCit in its larva stage, and it's anything but cute. I don't know the specific Texas laws, but in many other states, this insect would be in jail already. Let's roll ners.
This is a petition to establish the parent-child relationship filed by the Attorney General's Office December 9th of 2024. The parties are all present on Zoom today. Mr. Taylor, if you can adjust yourself so we can see you. I just see an arm. It looks like you're leaning back. If you can sit up straight like you would in court, thank you. Are you lying on a bed? If you could sit up and participate fully, please.
You can see me, right?
Barely, and I just need you to sit up and fully participate, please. Okay.
You can see me.
Everyone is on Zoom, and I am sitting outside of Galveston County pursuant to the Texas Family Code, section 201.1045. And I find nobody has objected to proceeding this way. Mr. Taylor, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Denzel Deshaun Taylor.
Thank you. And Ms. Green, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Dalila Murray Green.
Okay. And Ms. Perez, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Sierra Perez.
And can you all three please raise your right hands to be sworn in?
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Laskowski, are there any agreements before we begin with testimony?
No, Judge. Between the two parties, the parties are asking to change each term of the temporary order. So, yeah.
Okay, and they couldn't make any agreements regarding those changes?
No.
Okay, you may begin.
The state would first call Ms. Perez. All right, Ms. Perez, I'm sorry, ma'am, would you please state your name for the record?
My name is Sierra Perez.
And where are you employed?
I am employed with the Attorney General's Office of Texas.
And what is your position there at the AG's office?
I am a child support officer.
And did you calculate child support in this matter?
I did.
All right. And what were your for retroactive child support?
$20,174.82.
All right, Ms. Perez, can you tell me what this document is?
Yes, ma'am. That is the retroactive child support calculation sheet.
All right. And are these your calculations for retroactive support in this matter today?
That is correct.
All right. Is this also a shorthand rendition of the testimony you provided to the court?
Yes.
All right. At this time, the state would offer what's marked as State's Exhibit 1, the retroactive calculation sheet in this case.
Does anyone have any legal objection to me admitting State's Exhibit 1?
Yeah, I was currently unemployed for quite a while, so I'm trying to see where she got these totals from.
Yes, Judge. I used minimum wage for 2020 and 2021 because there were no reported wages.
Oh, so how do you get those wages if there were none reported? How did you come up with those? And I was unemployed.
I based it off of minimum wage, Mr. Taylor.
Minimum wage?
Yes, sir.
Continue on.
Do you have any legal objection, sir, to me admitting this exhibit as State's Exhibit 1?
Yeah, it's not right.
Okay, you're going to get a chance to question. I understand you disagree with it, but do you have a legal objection to me admitting it as a short testimony?
Go on, continue.
I understand. I could have guessed before any words were spoken that you disagree with the number. That's why we're having the hearing. Okay, Ms. Green, do you have any legal objection to me admitting State's Exhibit 1?
No, ma'am.
Okay, State's Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Taylor, do you have any questions for Ms.
No.
Paris to answer?
No.
Ma'am, do you have any questions for Ms. Paris to answer? You need to answer out loud, please.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Paris, thank you. You may be excused. And Ms. Laskowski, you may call your next witness.
The state would call Ms. Green. Ms. Green, do you believe that it is in your children's best interest, you and Mr. Taylor, to remain appointed as joint conservators of the children?
No, ma'am. I do not believe that is in Amaziah and Azariah's best interests.
Why not?
I do not believe it is in their best interests, given the prior fact that he has not been present physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually for them throughout their years of life. And even if he did attempt it to, it was very inconsistent. And then even with this prior situation with the court and having this temporary order put in place, he did not utilize his free will to exercise his right to abide by what was already put in place for him. And honestly, I do not believe in any way that he would change that, given the fact that he have presented this pattern for a consecutive basis of throughout the years of life.
Are you and Mr. Taylor able to communicate about the children and their needs?
Honestly, no, ma'am. It's hard to be able to communicate with him due to the fact that sometimes he can be a little bit threatening verbally and just saying things. Prime example, he have stated to me on consecutive basis that he wanted to terminate his rights, which is
Which
another.
I do.
Sir, please don't interrupt.
Which is another reason why, I'm sorry. Which is another reason why I just want to be able to have some conservatorship of Amaziah and Azariah.
You believe Mr. Taylor is capable of making responsible decisions for the children?
No, ma'am, I do not believe he is.
Why not?
I'm sorry.
Ma'am, take a moment.
Throughout their years of life, Denzel Taylor has not been fully involved with his children, even from like throughout their appointments, therapies, well trial visits, throughout me having to go through like specialty appointments for their special needs. He does not even try to initiate contact with them, even when I have attempted in the past of trying to be able to do it amidst all the struggles and the stress and the chaos. It still was never a thing that could happen. And honestly, I don't really fully understand the whole reasoning behind all of that. When I gave him the opportunity, he was never withheld from his children. He had always the opportunity.
Lies.
Sir,
And
please don't interrupt.
He always had the opportunity. From throughout these 6 years, I've maintained everything for Amaziah and Azariah. I even tried to maintain things for myself. I went back to school to get my bachelor's in social work. I'm literally about to graduate this December with my master's in social work. Like, I'm doing all these things. And it's just like, in the midst of, I can understand if he has certain life struggles, and I can understand all of those things, but I feel like we are giving the same amount of time throughout the day. And if I'm able to make a way and do things and to be able to take care of myself and our children, there should not be any other excuse for him.
Ms. Green, you mentioned that he's not attended appointments for the children, for example. Do you regularly notify Mr. Taylor of these appointments, giving him the opportunity to attend them?
There has been times where I even tried to ask for him to attend appointments, or I even spoke with him about certain things that was going on with their health in general. And to me, I just feel like it just always fell on deaf ears, even when they were having to do like consecutive therapy appointments. And they've been receiving therapy since they were 5 months old.
What kind of therapies?
They
What
were
kind?
receiving speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, developmental therapy. Currently, right now, they are still receiving like STOT, but while in school, and they're also on the waiting list to receive ABA therapy.
Do the children have special needs?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
What kind of special needs?
They are with autism and ADHD, and also one of them did have a diagnosis of epilepsy due to having a history of his seizures.
Okay. And so you mentioned therapies. Do the children have any other regular requirements for special care?
As far as like for special care, like the only thing that it is just they do have to take their medications in the morning. But other than that, they are able to do daily living skills. It's just that they are with like having like behavioral issues. So at times that can come with needing to be able to needing to be able to work with them or do things with them in a certain way.
The children's last name right now is Green. Do you want that changed in any way?
No, ma'am. I would like for their name to remain as Green.
All right. Do you have any objection to their surnames being hyphenated in any way? With
Yes.
Mr. Taylor's surname?
Yes, ma'am. I do have an objection to that.
Why do you object to that?
I object to that due to the fact in the past when they were born, I've tried to make the attempts to get their last names changed, and I've had asked him consecutively, and I even offered to pay for it, and I was not able to do it. And then until when he started saying that he wanted to terminate his rights, I've lost all interest of wanting to change their last name to Taylor.
Is Green the surname that you chose for them at birth?
Yes, ma'am. At birth, that's my last name. At birth, I gave them that name due to the fact when it was time to sign everything, he had left the hospital.
Oh, when is my turn to speak?
When she's done with this witness, sir, and then you'll also
Okay.
get the chance to be asking her questions. Everyone gets a turn. You just have to wait your turn.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Green, do you believe it's in the children's best interest for Mr. Taylor to have possession and access to the children 3 times a month for 3 hours at a time to be supervised by you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why do you think that should change?
I attempted to try this out for the temporary order, and just knowing that he did not abide by that or did not even attempt to try, it just lets me know that he will continue that same pattern behavior. And I have no interest of like, I guess what's the word I want to use? Like providing like false hope unto our sons that they will be able to see him and he's not following through. So it'll just be, I feel like it'll be best just to cancel out visitation all completely.
So are you saying that Mr. Taylor has made no attempts to exercise possession and access since the temporary order was put in place?
Yes, ma'am, that is what I'm saying.
Okay. And what kind of possession and access do you think Mr. Taylor should have with the children?
Honestly, none.
You don't think he should be able to visit them at all?
No, ma'am, I do not believe that he should be able to visit them.
Okay. Do you have safety concerns of any kind with Mr. Taylor visiting with the children?
My main concern is his ability to be able to, I guess, to be with his sons. He has not been around them, have not really learned them or even of their diagnosis to be able to not necessarily manage them, but how to be able to provide care to them. And then also on the hindsight of that, My only safety concern is just due to the fact that at times he can be just a little bit aggressive verbally, and just like his mannerisms is nothing of a physical aspect of him hitting or anything. It's just more so of the mannerisms and the aggressiveness of his verbal expressions.
When was the last time Mr. Taylor visited with the children in any way?
The last time that he was able to see them was due to the fact that his younger cousin reached out to me to see his children, and for our children to be able to see their little brother. And we went to the park, and he came to pick up his other son. He saw his two other sons, but then was letting them know, like, hey, I won't be able to stay. I have to go. I have milk in the car. I don't have money right now. I'll see you later, and I'll be able to do something next time when I have money. And he left.
And how long ago was that?
I want to say it's probably been up to almost like a year, or at least 10 months, if anything.
And since that time, has Mr. Taylor made any contact or attempts to set any other visits up with the children?
No, ma'am, he did not. I tried to initiate to communicate with him on some level when I was trying to or able to, when he was not in his modes of just saying things that were just a little bit verbally abusive in a way. But other than that, no.
Okay. And you mentioned that, you have found Mr. Taylor to be aggressive in the past. Have you ever known him to be aggressive or threatening to the children?
To the children, no. I only just have my own personal prior experience with Denzel prior to pregnancy. The only time that I've always questioned is the time when I had dropped our sons off to him. This was probably like 2 years ago. They stayed a night, and he was continuously calling me because they were always crying. They wouldn't stop crying. And then the next day I did pick them up and everything. And they said they had fun and everything. And there was, Amaziah had like this mark on his shoulder. And I was like, oh, what happened? And then he was like, oh, daddy did that to me. And I was like, what happened? And he was just like, daddy smokes a lot. And ever since then, that was the last time they went back over there, because also Denzel had told me verbally from his mouth, he does not know the next time he will be able to see them because it was just too much.
And when was it that visit took place?
That was like 2 years ago. I want to say 2023.
You want me to get a correct date?
Sir, no, you're going to get your turn, but it's not now.
Right. And Ms. Green, is there any family violence between you and Mr. Taylor?
On like legal records, no, ma'am.
Okay. Does he know where you live now?
I suspect that he do know where I live, only because my address was on the documents when we signed it back in July.
And do you have safety concerns with Mr. Taylor knowing where you live?
I honestly do, just because I just know of like my past experiences with him.
And why do you have safety concerns with him knowing your contact information?
Well, it's mainly because I do not want to have to experience anything of being like verbally abused by him, or always being threatened or hounded by something because of how he's feeling in regards to something or anything of that. And that's something that I've always had to deal with throughout these 6 years.
Has Mr. Taylor ever showed up at your residence unannounced or caused any scene?
No, ma'am. He never has done anything like in a physical way, like to show up presently. The only thing that was done that I felt very uncomfortable with was when I had to take my sons to one of their appointments, and somehow, some way, he found out about the appointment. But it was like when he had called me he was just very just verbally aggressive and threatening me and just saying a whole bunch of stuff and just like, why is their last name Green? And just yelling and just saying a whole bunch of things, like just so upset at me. But during this time period, he was not even speaking to me or to his sons or wanting to see his children.
Has Mr. Taylor ever made any kind of threats to you?
The only
Have you all been using app close from the prior order?
I have downloaded the app, but I have never been communicated. Like he never had communicated to me from the app.
I didn't know nothing about it.
So you all didn't use it. Okay. Sorry. And Ms. Leslie, you can ask your question again.
Right. Ms. Green, has Mr. Taylor ever made any sort of threats to you?
Prior to children, yes. After children, he will simulate some type of threats, but is not necessarily directed towards me. He will just say things in the sense of, and if I kill myself, it's because of you. It's your fault. I hate you.
Has he ever made any threats to harm the children in any way?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any safety concerns being required to tell Mr. Green Mr. Taylor where you move to if you were to move?
Yes, I would have concerns.
How are the children insured right now?
They have community health choice. I think it's transitional Medicaid.
And do you have private health insurance available through your employer to put them on?
It's not private health insurance. It is like for private dental and vision.
Okay. Does your employer have private health insurance available?
Yes, but it was too expensive.
All right. How much did it cost?
I honestly do not remember. I just do know that for like the dental and vision, it's like $63.07. That was like the cheapest thing I could afford.
All right. And for the dental and vision, are you asking for the court to order Mr. Taylor to reimburse you for any of that premium?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay. Did you and Mr. Taylor ever live together at any time after the children were born?
No, ma'am, we have not.
Okay. And between December of 2020 and July of 2025, when the temporary order was put into place, did Mr. Taylor provide you any support for the children?
Can you repeat that question one more time?
Between December of 2020, that's 4 years before the court case was filed, and July of 2025, that's when the temporary order was put into place. Did Mr. Taylor provide you any support for the children during that time frame?
The only support that I can say that he have provided was during like the infant times when he was buying the formula and the diapers, but he will purchase it and give it to me. And there was a time where he had cash apped me half of the payment for their child care, that when they were in child care at the time when I was working. So he had paid me through Cash App half of the payment. And I will just say up to at least $500 I've had received the most out of him as far as like a child support, outside of him inconsistently giving gifts for like the birthday and Christmas or something like that.
So aside from that $500 worth of supplies and daycare costs, has Mr. Taylor provided you any other support for the children?
No, ma'am, he has not.
Are you asking for the court to order a retroactive child support judgment against him for that period of time?
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Taylor, do you have any questions for Ms. Green to answer directly?
Really don't matter. It really don't. That's like talking to a brick wall.
Okay, this is your chance to ask her questions. So if you'd like to do so, please do so.
I mean, when you went to go for the health insurance and stuff like that, you had an option, right, to say yeah, no, right? To put me on child support, right? And don't they have other programs, sort of like Blue Cross, Aetna,
One question at a time.
Obamacare, other stuff like that.
As far as for like applying for Medicaid, they have like a certain setup to where you have to be able, in order to receive your benefits, you have to account for the income that you have coming in. And if you have children, you have to provide them with the information of the father and whether if the father is present or if the father supports the children. And I'm fully aware that there's other options of getting health insurance, like through the health marketplace, et cetera. But however, due to not having any other financial assistance when it comes to Amaziah and Azariah, I am not able to provide for myself or Amaziah and Azariah a private health insurance plan when we basically live off of solely my income due to the fact that you do not provide anything financially. Does that answer your question?
Not fully, but okay. What else? What else? I really don't have no questions for you. I really want to talk to the judge, because there's one more though. Far as when they stayed a night at my house, that was actually July 1st of 2023, not 2022. Far as since when they were born, I was there when they were born. And as far as she said that I left the hospital.
Sorry, this is your chance to just talk. Ms. Laskowski needs to ask you questions first. And it might clear some of these issues up. Ms. Laskowski, would you have to call your next
Yeah, just ask me my questions. I can get up out of here because I'm already made my decision on what I'm going to do.
Okay. Just so you're aware, though, the time to negotiate and come to an agreement has passed. So now all these issues are being thrown to me to decide what to do. So I'm listening carefully to everybody to make the best decision I can. Ms. Laskowski, you may call your next witness.
All right. Yes, the state would call Mr. Taylor. All right. Mr. Taylor, since the temporary order was put into place, what efforts, if any, have you made to visit with the children?
For one, I wasn't never told about an app. The last time I had my court hearing, they didn't say nothing about no app. I wasn't.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained. Please listen to the question and just answer the question.
Right. Regarding exercising your periods of possession and access that were granted in the temporary order, 3 hours, 3 times a month, what effort have you made to set those visits up with Ms. Green?
I can't even get in contact with her.
Okay. And why not?
She doesn't answer her phone.
Okay. Do you have an email address for her?
No.
Do you know where she lives?
I know where she currently stayed, but I don't believe that she lives there now. And I've never popping up at her house.
Okay. And did you ever set up app close to try and make contact with Ms. Green?
Ma'am, I was never informed about any app.
Okay.
None whatsoever. Even in my last hearing with the other lady, she didn't tell me anything about an app. I have to talk to her through an app, and I have a cell phone number. Why I have to talk to her app? The app wasn't mentioned to me. I was misinformed.
All right. At this point, the state would ask the court to take judicial notice of Mr. Taylor's signature on the temporary order that does include the agreed app close provision.
I take judicial notice of the entire temporary order, including his signature and the app close provisions.
All right. When were you made aware of the app close provision that was included in the temporary order, sir?
Today.
Okay. So you mentioned that you've got Ms. Green's phone number, but that she doesn't answer her phone, doesn't respond.
Mm-hmm.
The temporary order requires you to give 2 days notice to Ms. Green prior to 2 days notice of intent to exercise a period of possession and access. Did you ever give Ms. Green, send any sort of message to Ms. Green of intent to exercise possession and access? Even if it was through a text message rather than app closed. Did you ever do that?
I didn't text her before, but it's to the point now where she doesn't even reply back.
Okay.
So,
My question specific is,
no,
okay, did you give her notice of intent to exercise possession and access
No.
at a specific period in time? Okay.
no.
All right. What kind of possession and access do you want the court to grant you with the children?
Honestly, as far as in what y'all told him, what I make out to 800 or whatever, something a month, I don't make that type of money.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Right. Sir, I'm asking what kind of possession and access, also referred to as visitation, you want the court to grant you with the children.
Can I terminate my rights now?
There's no pleading on file to do that, sir. But you can file that pro se in the referring court at a later date in the 306 Judicial Court.
How many days can it take? Can I go tomorrow?
You're going to have to file paperwork, sir, and there is protocol before you can just terminate rights.
I'm trying to understand the protocol.
I can't give you legal advice, sir.
So I'll try one more time. What kind of possession and access do you want to
Zero.
have? Why not?
Because she doesn't want it. I'm going to give her what she wants. But she's not going to get any money out of me. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Okay.
Once I become a U.S. national and don't have a social security number and all of that, none of these laws will even abide by to me. So y'all can do whatever y'all need to do, and I'm going to do what I need to do on my end. All of this is being done out of spite and bitter, you know. So I'm letting y'all do. I'm gonna answer your questions, and we can continue on. And after this session or whatever, I'm gonna do what I need to do for myself.
After the children were born, did you and Ms. Green ever live together?
I mean, she came and stayed at my mom's house a couple times, but no, she stayed away from me from her whole 9 months.
Okay. And between December of 2020 and July of 2025, have you provided Ms. Green with any support for the children?
Here and there, but I was working in the oil field at a point in time, so I wasn't even down here. You know, I was always working. I was working in the plants and stuff like that. I was always gone, but once I had came back home, you know, and I found a job right here, you know, I did try to work it out with her or whatever. But then again, it's like her family is manipulators, and you know what I'm saying, they basically kept her away from me, you know, because they pretty much blamed me for her dropping out of college, but I didn't even know she dropped out of college. And like
Right. Okay. Do you have any other biological children under the age of 18?
Yes, I do.
All right. How many?
One.
Okay. And when was that child born?
July 15th, 2022.
All right. Does that child live with you in the home?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
All right. Where do you work?
Branch Construction Group.
And what do you do for them?
Pretty much a lot. I'm an operator / tech 2 / carpenter / hydroblaster / I do a lot.
All right. And how much do you earn there?
$18 an hour.
All right. And how many hours a week do you work?
Right now, 40.
Okay. Are you guaranteed 40 hours a week?
No, I'm not.
All right. Do you ever work more than 40 hours a week?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And how long have you been at your current employer?
November actually makes a year.
Okay. And during your time with your current employer, have you received any raises or other changes in pay?
Nope. Family-owned business.
Does your employer offer private health insurance that you can
Yes, they
put
do.
the twins on? All right. Do you know how much it would cost to put them on that coverage?
I know it'd be cheaper than $869. And I actually talked to her about that, putting them on my insurance.
All right. And what happened?
It didn't happen. You see what route she went.
All right. Is there any family violence between you and Ms. Green?
No. I mean, when we was before, no.
in the beginning, like we used to argue, fight, or whatever, fuss or fight. But when we lived together, no, I never put my hands on her physically, like physically ball my fist up and punch her in her face or anything. No.
Do you have any safety concerns with your contact information being in today's court order?
With her, honestly,
Right.
honestly, I feel the safety as far as in dealing with my kids with her.
Why does that concern you?
She has her own issues before she even got this far and finishing school and all of that. You know, I don't want to put her whole business out there, but she know who she is or was, you know. But for her to be a social worker, you know, you have to go through some stuff to be a social worker to understand where these people are coming from and why they feel like that. So I kind of figured that the field that she's in, she can relate to them, you know, because she has been through some stuff, you know. But as far as in me and far as in her family or whatever, it's basically it's her family, really. You know what I'm saying? Her family is the ones that doesn't like me, that doesn't want me around, you know. Like I said, she stayed away from me the whole 9 months. I was there when they were born. She didn't let me sign the birth certificate. She said I left. I went and got food and was on the elevator. So, anyways, it's pretty much the family, you know, that doesn't want me around, you know, mostly her sister Deanna. You know what I'm saying? And but most of all, no, like is really ridiculous because when she lived with me, she didn't pay she didn't pay no rent. You know, I paid her car note, you know, I paid for her summer school that her mom didn't want to pay, you know, and like I say, I didn't even know she dropped out of school. I was getting off work and she was home already.
Live together, sir?
Huh?
What time frame were you talking about? When did you all live together?
This is right before we found out that she was even pregnant. Like right when we found out she was pregnant, they said she was a month or something, a month and some weeks or whatever, pregnant or whatever. But we were still currently living with each other. But once she found out that she was pregnant and her mom found out that she was pregnant, her mom made her get off my lease and move out and kept her away from me for the whole 9 months.
Do you have safety concerns of being required to tell Ms. Green live or where you moved to?
Nah. She kind of know better than that.
Okay. Since the temporary order, have you made any direct payments of support to Ms. Green?
No, I cannot get in contact with her. I can't call her. When I call her, it goes straight to voicemail. It don't ring. It goes straight to voicemail. Do you understand me? You know? So there's no communication going on. I don't even have a chance to communicate.
All right. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any other witnesses, Ms. Laskowski?
If I may very briefly recall Ms. Green.
Yes, ma'am.
Do so.
All right. Ms. Green, are you asking the court to change the geographic restriction to Galveston and contiguous counties that was put in place in the temporary order?
Yes, I'm asking to change it to no restriction.
What are you asking? Okay, why are you asking the court to lift that restriction?
I'm only asking to lift that restriction just due to the fact that I am currently applying for fellowship. I do have one into place that I am working on that is somewhat near local, but however, if that does not fall through, I was going to exhaust other options of other fellowships that might be available to me that it's not in the Galveston County or residing areas outside of Galveston County.
Okay. So you've applied to these distant fellowships. Do you have any offers from any of those distant fellowships?
No, ma'am. The only ones that I did apply for are the ones that are more locally, because I wanted to exhaust those options first prior to looking forward to anything else. I wanted to see whether if I will get accepted or not. And then just depending on what my application response will be, that's when I will make a decision to look forward to other fellowships that may not be locally to me.
Okay, so you have not yet applied for any distant ones?
No, ma'am, not just yet. I'm only doing locally first, but I just wanted just to exhaust my options.
What counties do you have fellowship applications in?
Harris.
Is that it?
Yes, ma'am. Only Harris County.
Okay. All right. Aside from your fellowship plans, do you have any other plans that would take you and the children out of Galveston and contiguous counties?
Yes, ma'am. For their birthday, their 7th birthday, I have already purchased for Disney World and our hotel, our hotel stay, but that was like a pre-planned thing already.
I'm talking long term, like
Oh, no,
not necessarily vacation type situation.
Oh, no, not long term.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any other witnesses?
No, Judge.
Okay. As I said earlier, the state does not represent either of you, and you're both going to get a chance if there's anything additional you think I need to hear. Mr. Taylor, is there anything additional I need to hear about anything, but especially the geographic restriction, because I don't believe you were asked about that. But anything else you'd like to talk about, you may as well.
I just want to know when all of this is over with, when can I go down there and go ahead and do what I need to do? Because what y'all have me set at to pay, I don't make that type of money. Know what I'm saying?
Talk about that, sir.
Oh, well, I don't have no questions. I don't have none. No.
Okay. Ms. Green, is there anything additional you think I need to hear?
The only thing I do want to just bring forward and to state is that I did object with the fact that Denzel was stating that he cannot get in contact with me due to the fact that his number is not blocked. He can contact me. And I know that I had raised my right hand and I repeated what was stated. And I know that Ms. Valerie had asked me a question, but on July 14th, during our court, when we were doing our temporary order, Denzel was texting my phone during the court process, and he literally have texted me, "Count your days." And to me, that is a threat. He has a way to access me, and he continued to text me, but due to the fact I was not responding, that was the only reason why he stopped contacting me, because I was not giving him a reaction.
Yeah, because you only got so many days that you're going to get paid from me, and I'm terminating my rights. You're not getting nothing from me. I will go work a job under the table before I pay you a dime.
But that's all I wanted to say, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, are you still here? Mr. Taylor?
We can wrap this up. We can wrap this up because I need to go get my child from daycare.
Okay, we're trying, sir. Okay, do you have any closing argument, Ms. Laskowski, about your financial issues?
The state would ask.
I think he just hung up.
I believe so.
I apologize.
Yes, Judge. I do not see him anywhere in any of the other breakout rooms, and it looks like the 4 of us are the only participants. Judge, Mr. Taylor did answer the phone. He stated that he was not able to log back on. His computer had died. He needed to go. And then there were some other things.
Okay, let's finish and we'll take it from there. Ms. Reed, is there anything you'd like to say?
I don't know what to say right now.
Okay. Is there anybody else who could possibly supervise visits besides you?
I'm not too sure. I know my mom. But as far as, I mean, I don't know if he would even be willing, honestly.
I'm going to make my rendition. I am establishing the parent-child relationship between Mr. Taylor and the 2 children, leaving the children's last name the same, Green. I'm ordering that Ms. Green is the managing conservator and that Mr. Taylor is the possessory conservator, and she will have the right to determine the primary residence of the children with no geographic restriction. I'm leaving the visitation for the temporary order. I highly encourage that you either find someone else to supervise if he calls and asks, or you have someone with you. Obviously, he was not happy and angry today on camera. I can hope he's not always this angry, and hopefully wouldn't do anything to the children.
He actually is always that's his mannerisms.
Well, then having someone else with you is probably a good idea. Or
okay.
It be you. And I'm going to lower these visits instead of 3 times a month for 3 hours. I'm going to do 3 times a month for 2 hours.
Okay.
And if he actually starts doing this and becomes more involved, you're free. The first part of this is going to be mutual agreement. So if he starts doing this and the children start to get to know him more and you feel it's appropriate to do something different, this won't prohibit that. But if he doesn't, this is there. I am finding that there's no private insurance at a reasonable cost, and I am ordering that Ms. Green continue with the government or medical assistance program for insurance. I'm ordering that I'm continuing cash medical at the $95 per month that was in the temporary order, and that is beginning November 1st, 2025. I calculated the child support based on that. Changing that number, the child support is now $711 per month. So Mr. Taylor is ordered to pay to Ms. Green child support of $711 per month beginning November 1st, 2025. A step down for when there's one child. If that happens with twins, you never know. And retroactive child support, I'm finding he's in arrears $1,320 as of October 21st, 2025. I'm ordering the back child support or the retroactive child support requested of $19,674.82. Well, I guess we're dropping to 82 cents, $75. We're rounding. And I'm ordering a cumulative judgment against Mr. Taylor in the amount of $20,995 as of October 21st, 2025. And I'm ordering that Mr. Taylor pay that back to Ms. Green at a rate of $150 per month beginning November 1st, 2025, with step-ups as child support steps down accordingly. I'm ordering a dental support judgment against Mr. Taylor in the amount of $0. And I'm ordering a medical support judgment against Mr. Taylor for arrears in the amount of $285 as of October 21st, 2025. And I'm ordering that Mr. Taylor pay that back at a rate of $10 per month beginning November 1st of 2025. I'm granting the non-disclosure for Ms. Taylor. I'm ordering that the parties continue with app close. And I'm ordering that Mr. Taylor pay court costs to Galveston County on or before October 22nd of 2026. The state's going to draft the order based on my ruling today, and they'll be sending it to you through DocuSign to review and sign off on. And then at that point, you'll be free to go. So a little bit longer. And they're going to have you go back to the private breakout room where you'll get a chance to review the order.
Okay.
Everything, ma'am, going forward.
All right.